UK's fucked up and there's no one coming over to save me. Elon Musk is trying to beat with Keystone, it's crazy. All that we want is our borders closed, but all that we got is you, Edwards and clothes. If I speak my mind, then I am far right. I guess I better pack my bags, cause I'm fucking up over to Poland, where the streets are safe, and you're not here to lock me up in jail over a comment I put on Facebook. I guess I kinda like the way you push me away. I try and see a doctor, but my time is just wasted. I'm not being funny, but where are the kids? No women inside, just bad on those ships. Stop giving them money and sort out our shit. I guess you'd rather make more friends like Jimmy and Phil over in Poland. They keep their streets safe, and you're not here to lock me up in jail over some comments I left on Facebook. I guess I kinda like the way you...
Good morning, Owasso. This is the Twins with Owasso Live, and this is the Morning Loop. That kind of feeds off of the video we did yesterday. YouTube did not like that video we put up yesterday. It is our lowest viewed video ever on on YouTube right now.
Well, I think it's because of the words that I put in the
thing,
because it was like assault, sexual assault, all sorts of pedophiles.
You put the word Muslim or Islamic and then something bad behind it. Yeah, they do not want that stuff pushed out right now. Again, this is the online tech giants assisting the destruction of the world, effectively. Now, that was a really good set by that guy. Holy cow. Way to take a pop song and turn it into his own, kind of put his own spin on it, like, what's that guy's name? Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah.
That's like a Weird Al song. But
the political Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah. I mean, that was good. That was really good. Chad said that thing's been going viral. I've never seen it. And, like, me and Chad roll on the same pages and likes and shares and stuff all over Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, everything. Like, we roll in those same circles. I've never seen that video. And Chad's like, what are you talking about? This has been going viral for a long time. I was like, never seen it. No one's ever posted it on a page. But again, it's like Facebook, like, I mean, we get, people on the right, we get hammered by censorship. We're definitely shadow banned on Facebook. I mean, one of my posts yesterday it was, somebody who I'm friends with from college commented on it, and then another person who I guess I don't know how it popped up in his feed, but then was just attacking, like saying stuff about how we're wrong and, the right's wrong and the right wing dominates the media, And then I was like, hey, it's like that the right is dominating now. That's because people have lost faith in the left wing media. It's like the way I was having a debate with this guy, it's like it happened yesterday. It's like the right's always been in charge, but it's like, I was having this conversation. It's like, look, the right has gained influence because people were so totally shell-shocked by the win of Donald Trump again. They go, were we being gaslit the whole time? And this guy was just like, you just don't understand because I'm right that the right dominates the media with Twitter and all this stuff. And I'm talking about old school media. I'm talking about the news.
We're talking news. Like your parents and grandparents used to watch the TV and pull up the news. That is left wing. Like every single channel besides Fox News is left wing. Now there are some, like even some of the political, like judging things that said, like there was like a couple that was middle, that they considered middle, but it was still definitely more leaning to the left than it was the right.
Yeah, either way, it's just, again, you're shadow banned. We don't get to talk about stuff, and people don't see the stuff. And again, maybe I'm too political. Maybe people aren't interested in that anymore. People want, it's like what you do. You post videos of pictures of dogs and stuff, and that gets thousands of views. It's like it's the stuff to distract us from what's really going on that gets traction, not the stuff that matters.
I gained like over 1,000 Facebook followers and got, whatever it is, like monetized or whatever, which I don't make like. I make like cents on the dollar of whatever, you can on the Facebook monetization. But when I was just posting stuff of my dogs, like regularly, 1,000 subscribers, start doing political stuff, whoop,
Yep.
freezes.
Yeah, and whether or not that's just because there's not a market for it. I mean, there's obviously a market for political stuff, but I guess it just has to come from the right people. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. We haven't figured out the system yet, but we're trying. But either way, the conversation I had on Facebook the other day just made me realize, it's like we consume two completely different sources of news. Hell, we were posting videos and like showing videos of like the koi fish videos and all that stuff, and it's like it's amazing people can watch the same thing and come to two completely different conclusions with the news sources that they consume.
Yes.
It was just unbelievable. So I mean, it was again
same screen, different movie.
Yeah, and we're as we're doing this, it's just like we don't talk to each other, we talk past each other or at each other, and it was like talking to a wall. So it was a huge waste of time yesterday. I was like, maybe we can find some middle ground. Like, no, it's like, you're dumb. It's like, okay, cool. All right. Because, I mean, like, when you try to be, and again, I'm like a charitable and graceful debater. Like, I'm like, yeah, I see your point. And it's like, whenever you try to make them see, it's like, your point's stupid.
So
it's just like.
My philosophy is match their energy. If they come in hot, you go back hot.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if they're coming in hot, they're not going to be civil and very, I don't know. They're not going to be there to be reasoned with. They're there to be angry.
Absolutely. But speaking of civil violence and all this stuff, we have, again, there's a lot going on. I guess Trudeau stepped down, which is awesome. We have to do a video about that tomorrow.
Everything, the right just keeps winning.
Yeah. we will get sick of winning. Mm-hmm. But our topic today is trans violence or violent trans. Again, we have a reoccurring theme with a group of people that just keep doing the same thing over and over again. Like, these trans people are are trans people mentally unwell, or unwell people mentally trans? Like, what's going on here?
So, are trans people more likely to be violent, or and have mental health issues, or are mentally ill people that are violent just happen to be trans? Which one is it? That's the question we have for today.
Well, I mean, it's a question we've been posing for a while now. I mean, all these last major shooters have been trans. All these last major shooters have been
non-binary, trans, gay, some type of like LGBTQ activist type.
Yeah, I mean, I swear. And again, part of me is going to a conspiracy theorist right here. It's like, the like I get the Muslim guy doing what he did, but it's like the Green Beret guy. It's like that's just like a psyop, so they could say that a regular straight white guy did something bad, so they can pad the stats and be like, look, white ring extremism. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nothing about that makes sense, too. Like, there's more stuff coming about that, about how this whole thing seems
to
be a
there's
psyop.
2 manifestos. There's multiple text message sources between him and multiple people. You're like, what's going on here?
Yeah. But as we saw if you saw the Sean Ryan podcast about that, like, clearly somebody had access to his Signal account, which a Signal is an app that a lot of people use, but it's a big military thing. Like, everybody in the Army kind of uses it.
Yeah, no, and they're like, we got to use encrypted stuff. Well, it doesn't matter. All encrypted stuff is being monitored by the FBI and CIA anyway. So, like, I mean, what the hell are we even using it for? Yeah. So, I don't know, man. It's absolutely insane. But anyway, we'll try to get into this story about this trans person that decided that violence was the answer when it comes to standing in line at a sandwich shop. I guess a dispute broke out between this trans person and a black postal worker who debating who got in line first.
Yeah.
Okay. This trans person stabbed this man to death over a line dispute of who got to this line first. And what's even amazing is that this wasn't a heat of the moment thing. Like, this was the store staff came in and separated them, and minutes later he pulled out the knife and did it. So they had been separated and probably had their food orders taken at this point. And it was just like, nope.
And this person has regular felonies of threatening people with a box blade. Yeah. So this is just a reoccurring thing.
You need to pull up that damn Dave Chappelle video that you watched last night that we were dying at, man. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh.
Like, I'm going.
You know I
go to women's prison.
Yeah, I said, if I'm going to go to prison, if I go to jail, I hope I go to jail in California. Because that way, right before they sentence me, like, just so you know, I identify as trans.
I'm a woman.
I will find it. I will see if I can find it here in a little bit.
Yeah, do it, please.
Okay,
yeah.
Read this. Okay, so we'll start this story. This is from the New York Post. A creepy new video exposes a full face of a knife-wielding maniac who viciously stabbed a postal worker, Ray Hodges, to death in Harlem Deli this week. troubled transgender woman, which is a man that transitioned into a woman for everyone. I know this is super confusing. So it is a biological man who thinks he's a woman. Jaya Cruz is seen up close, rolling her eyes and smiling seductively in a 9-second video where a song blasts the raunchy lyrics, "I'm such a hoe, but I'm not a hoe. I'm such a whore, but I'm not a hoe," in the background. I don't know why they censored whore. I didn't think that was a controversial word.
I don't know. I don't know.
Anyway.
That just goes to show you music lyrics.
Yeah.
So I mean, we've reached the pinnacle of music, the peak of lyrical music.
So anyway, it's unclear if the ex-user, I am Meme Zero, posted the video Friday is affiliated with the 24-year-old Cruz, who is now facing murder charges for Hodges' cold-blooded killing on Thursday. Said, I would say any person that's named at I'm Meme Zero is just someone who's probably trolling repubbing and trolling the internet for stuff like this. It sounds like, like Defiant L's or Libs of TikTok, anybody else that doesn't really post stuff, they post other people's stuff and go, look at this crazy person.
Hey, at Meme Zero, continue your work. You're doing the Lord's work.
Yeah,
you're a proud, probably veteran of the great meme war of 2016. We salute you.
God willing. Anyway, on Saturday, 2 members of Hodges' grieving family, declined to speak to the Post, only saying they're not doing well. The 36-year-old U.S. Postal Service worker, father of 2, is grabbing lunch at Joe's Deli grocery at, I can't believe they doxed this, but hey, they'll probably get it popular, right? At 168 Lenox Avenue. When he and Cruz started arguing while in line at the bodega, employees previously told the Post. Cruz became enraged, spit in Hodges' face, gutted him in the stomach, police said, and rushed him to Harlem Hospital where he died, cops said. Even before the heinous crime in Harlem, slaying Cruz the rap sheet with 5 arrests. So he had 5 arrests, including once in July of 2020 for waving a box cutter at a person in Midtown West, shouting, "I'm going to cut him," according to police sources. Good Lord. So, again, this person had a rap sheet, a big record. And 2 weeks later, she was nabbed again for tag team robbery at knife point. So, regular knife crimes.
When you said tag team, something.
I thought so, too. That's what I was thinking.
I was like, they reported on this? Oh, my God.
No, yeah, but yeah, that's all there is to this story. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, that is crazy. But yeah.
No shit.
I can only imagine.
Again, what you call it's what you call an honor killing. It's like you besmirched my honor. It's like you think you honor culture. You think you're gonna get in this line before me? No. You're not gonna get in my face. It's like I mean that's what it is. That's honor, man. I mean you questioned my my hood rep, and again, if you're a lady, hood rep, what do you care about your hood rep for? You're a lady.
Mm-hmm.
So this is ridiculous, man. I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah. But this just goes to show that we have a problem in the trans community has a problem. The LGBTQ community has a problem. I mean, talking about trying to force kids to get surgeries or to be things that they don't want to be, or encouraging it instead of like trying to like, hey, maybe you're not this.
Maybe there's something psychologically within you that makes you feel this way. We need to deep dive. Maybe you should pray about it. But instead, they turned it into a business. They go, nope. If you feel like a woman, we'll lop your dingus off. Like that. That's where we're going.
Yeah, it brings back to the meme that we pulled up yesterday. Quit being selfish, Todd. Mom, I don't want to cut off my penis. I'm the only mom in my gym class without a trans kid. Stop being so selfish. That's really what this is. It's horrible liberal mothers like forcing this ideology onto their kids because they want to be the talk of the table at the coffee pot or whatever.
And they always offer you this. It's like you can either have a trans kid or you can have a dead kid. It's like, whoa, what the heck is this? That's a hell of a violent way to go about telling people you can either have a live kid or a dead kid. Like, what do you mean? You mean if I don't give my kid ice cream for breakfast, they'll off themselves? If I don't get my kid exactly what they want whenever they want it, they're not going to be alive anymore?
No.
I mean, if that's the case, how did we get here? How did society survive? How were there no fat kids up until this point, really,
Yeah, 100%. But the other part of this is too is like, while we talk about how this is so pervasive and like how this is like real evil. Like, I mean, we know that what happened and we talked about on the show yesterday is real evil. Like the Muslim grooming gangs is evil, because there is a history of sexual violence through all of Europe with Islamic communities moving to Western nations, as we've seen. We literally pulled up all the stats that showed that. But now there's this type of evil, which this is just as evil, because this is trans people. It's okay if you want to be a trans person and you call yourself a woman and all that, but the fact that we've got to the point in history now where you have to make us affirm you, so you're making other people lie for you. It's one thing for you to lie to yourself. It's another thing to make me go, hey, I also have to lie and say that you are what you are.
I don't have to live in delusion with you. You know, it's the king has no clothes, that famous story.
Yes. But I mean, that's the ultimate evil. I mean, it's one thing to lie to yourself and, you know, have to live with that burden or whatever, whether it makes you feel better, but it's another thing to be like, everybody else has to lie for me as well. And if you don't believe me, I'm going to have you arrested.
You're an intolerant bigot.
Yep. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's why this is so evil and pervasive.
Yeah.
I mean, and they make you accept it. They try. I mean, you can say that at least Christianity is a religion, and you can choose to believe or not to believe it. You know, like, granted, we still try to evangelicalize people and try to go turn people and make them believers, but it's not forced. You can't force Jesus onto somebody.
Yeah, the only way that it's not true love. I mean, Cliff Knechtle talks about this. Cliff Knechtle or whatever. He goes, love is not good unless it's given freely. Like, imagine if you were able to force whoever you wanted to love you. It's like, it's not real. It's a shallow sham of what love actually is. That's why when you choose to follow Jesus, like, you're giving your love to Christ freely. It's like that's what he wants. He wants you to freely follow him. He wants you to choose to follow him of your own will, of your own free will, of your own volition. Same goes. It's like, if you find out that if you're a wealthy man and you find out the girl that married you only did it because you were rich and not because she loved you or your personality. I mean, how many marriages are ruined because of that? I mean, men are destroyed because of that. They go, you only wanted to be with me because I had money and I could provide and provision for you, but you wanted to have immoral relations with better-looking men or stronger men, like, or men you just find physically more attractive than me. It's like that is it's destructive. So again, free will it is. I mean, and again, liberals don't even believe in free will. Like, they think everything is a chemical reaction. But again, you know, if free will's not real, then love's really not real. Love is just a chemical reaction in your brain.
Now, as for what we were talking about before, I did find that Dave Chappelle video that you're talking. So I hope this is the right one.
Oh, me too.
Here we go.
God forbid I ever go to jail. But if I do, I hope it's in California. Because as soon as the judge sentenced me, I'll be like, Your Honor, before you sentence me, I just want the court to know I identify as a woman. Send me to women's jail. And as soon as I get in there, you know what I'm gonna be doing? Give me a fruit cocktail, bitch, before I knock your motherfucking teeth out. I'm a girl just like you, bitch. Come over here and suck this girl dick I got. Don't make me explain myself. I'm a girl.
God, I love it, man. I
so
love it.
Good. It's so good. I mean, that perfectly that bit, that comedy bit by Dave Chappelle, the great Dave Chappelle, personifies exactly what the right and what we say. It's like, you cannot let trans people go to women's prison. You're giving them exactly what they want. The whole point of prison is you don't get what you want. You're going to prison because you owe a debt to society or you hurt somebody. So it's absolutely nuts, you know. And I'm betting those New Yorkers put that trans woman in female jail in New York. It's crazy, absolutely insane. But I mean, that's the society we live in, you know. And you know what's even more disgusting about this whole situation is a black postal worker is dead. Where's the BLM riots? Where's them coming out saying this? But, you know, again, this is how you know BLM is a Marxist organization. They're not going to stand up for a black man who got killed by a marginalized person that can be considered more marginalized than a black man. It doesn't matter. He doesn't matter. That black person doesn't matter because, well, he had a good job and he was making the right decisions, and he was stabbed by someone of a more, what do you say, more I'm at a loss for words here, buddy. More marginalized group than black people.
Yeah.
Because trans can claim that victim status there.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
BLM's not going to come out and say this was a crime and we should, there's not going to be any marches against trans people from BLM.
Yep.
There's not going to be any mental health awareness because that's not their MO. Their MO is making money and profiting off of marching and causing riots.
This is the problem, is like LGBTQ is on the left, supposedly BLM is on the left. All these people are on the left, and they all disagree. Islam is on the left, supposedly. You have all these ideologies that all disagree with each other, but they're all on the same side. So it's, this is why the left can never really win, because there's a bunch of different ideologies that are all evil and pervasive, and they're all fighting each other for power, but they can't protest each other. The moment that one group protests another group, they're obfuscated as right wing.
Yeah.
But anyway, this next one that I have pulled up here is, we showed this one yesterday. Never ask a woman her age, a man his salary, or a gay trans activist why they are interested in your children, which I pulled that video up right here. And here is that gay choir saying, "We're coming for your children."
Yes, thank God whoever saved this video, because the gay men's choir, they scrubbed this from the internet. But thank God other people, screen clipped it and saved it and downloaded it.
Reaching one and all, there's really no escaping it.
'Cause even grandma likes RuPaul.
And the world's getting kinder. Gen Z's gayer than Grindr.
Learn to love, learn to vogue, face your fate.
We'll convert your children. Someone's gotta teach them not to hate.
We're coming for them.
We're
So creepy. That is so creepy.
Yeah, and just so you know, we're not taking that out of context like that. Like, you can watch that full
whole
video, and
thing.
it's just as creepy. Again, evil masquerades as kind until it gets what it wants. Again, look, remember that gay couple that just got sentenced to 100 years for molesting their adopted boys? They preach tolerance and kindness until they get what they want, and then once they have what they want, evil occurs.
Then again, showed this one yesterday too, but all this BS started because of this BS, thanks to this a-hole.
And again, that's a good meme. It does sum up when it just skyrocketed and peaked. It all peaked under Obama. But I mean, this had been in the works for a long time. I mean, Hollywood has been putting progressive and gay characters into TV shows and subliminally indoctrinating us to, again, gays were pariahs and became basically accepted overnight. It's different. They had a likable gay character in TV shows as far back as the 80s.
Will and Grace.
Yeah.
Is kind of where it started.
Not started. It was before then too.
Yeah.
And again, then you had Friends. It's like, what was who's the chick, the really famous chick? She's still considered attractive today, even though she's Jennifer Aniston. Remember, she and Ross, she got knocked up by Ross, and then said that she wanted to raise the kid by herself. Again, going away from traditional families. It's like, you can do this. You can be a boss girl babe in New York and raise your own kid without a man, despite the fact the man was totally willing to be involved in her life.
Yeah. Next one, I showed this one yesterday too, but Democrats, when you say anything negative against pedophilia, come in at the raging, angry mob.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Showed this one the other day too. A bunch of these are going to be kind of repeats from yesterday, but prominent Chilean LGBTQ activist Lopez Barea discovered to be a child sex offender after losing a petition in court to hide his criminal conviction. He reportedly assaulted a young boy and infected him with HIV. These are the people who are getting involved in these communities and being like, yes, we want to promote this to the world.
Yeah,
and they're child offenders.
The gay men's choir over there at San Francisco should change their lyrics from "We'll convert your children" to "We'll molest your children."
For real.
We'll molest your children. It's just, it is absolutely insane. But again, this is what happens when your society just kind of tries to exercise the foundational pillar of your society, which is, one of the foundational pillars that our society is built on is Christianity.
And families. The reason why the population is declining is because we're promoting stuff like this, and we're not promoting
Well, it's not
family
just
anymore.
that. We're not promoting family values anymore. We're not promoting like what I just told you, that example with Jennifer Aniston's character in Friends. Like, we're not promoting, the traditional nuclear family anymore.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, we're importing a new working class to basically outsource, and we're outsourcing jobs to foreign countries or bringing in workers to do the same job for less. So it makes it basically it's not impossible. So I will say that it's not impossible. It's just going to be more difficult to comfortably raise a family in this society here in the United States.
Yep.
Okay? Like, that's the truth. They're making it more difficult.
Yeah. Next one I have, again, we showed this one yesterday. Dylan Mulvaney speaks out from Peru. It's sad that I had to leave my country to feel safe. New York Post. Peru classifies transgender, non-binary, and intersex people as mentally ill. So that's probably why this stabbing happened. Because this person is not mentally well. Any person that thinks that they're another gender is not mentally well. And these, like which one of the guys is a psychologist that we were talking to the other day, are affirming these people instead of trying to be like, do the right thing. Like, you're not the gender that you think you are. You're whatever you are.
Again, but the other thing, too, you can't even take anybody at their word anymore, because people will do anything to make money. They're paid to lie. Again, what we talked about, Brooklyn Dad Defiant. It's like the guy gets paid $10,000 a year to post Democratic propaganda talking points. $10,000 a month.
Just like that Harry Sisson guy and all that. Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine how easy your life would be if you got paid $10,000 a month to post propaganda? It's like all you got to do is make a tweet. But, I mean, again, people are willing to sell their souls for cash. Like, if somebody came up and said, post propaganda, it's like, I'm not going to do it.
Yep.
I'm going to post what I think is, what did Milo say? It's like, we're supposed to pursue what is good, beautiful, and true. Mm-hmm. That's what we're supposed to do. As Christians, we're supposed to pursue what is good, beautiful, and true. And again, is it possible that we get caught up in posting stuff that might not be 100% accurate? Sure. Like I said, but if we get called out on it, we will say, hey, yeah, that's not accurate. We've made corrections before. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, we live in a society where it's like, well, I don't give a shit. I'll pay me money and I'll post whatever you want.
Yep. Next one I have pulled up here is from SKS Cartoons. In China, you criticize one man, you go to jail, which is, of course, Xi Jinping. Mm-hmm. It says, in Britain, if you criticize any of these people, you will go to jail, which is 100% true. So Muslims, Black Lives Matter protesters, and LGBTQ activist folks.
Yeah. It's scary that we're gearing up to potentially go to war with China. But, by 2030, there's going to be more Christians in China than there's going to be in the U.S.
Really? I did not know that.
That's what a projection thing shows, So.
I don't doubt that. So this next one I have pulled up here. Your God is just a fantasy, moron. Your lifestyle is made up, and I'm living my authentic self. And if you don't agree, then you're a bigot. Sure, just stay away from our kids, which you tell them to do that, they freak out. They're like, how dare you not want us to teach your kids about the joys of our ideologies?
Again, how it's amazing how we went from nobody cares what happens in your bedroom to accept our lifestyle, bigot. Like, I mean, like, we were literally there 10 years ago. I think, it's like the politicians come out. I think it's funny that conservatives are always so interested in what goes on in somebody else's bedroom. It's like, we're not. We're trying to prevent degeneracy. And now we've gone from that script to flip to that's what we're saying. We shouldn't really care about what goes on in people's bedrooms to accept our lifestyles, you intolerant bigots.
Mm-hmm. Next one again here. Parents should not brainwash kids into their religion, says progressive mom with 3 trans children.
Yeah, that is, again, it's a religion, progressivism, the left-wing dogma and ideology. I mean, all this stuff is great. I mean, both of these cartoons, nail on the head, Stone Toss, crushing it.
Yeah, Stone Toss crushing it. We can't just let TikTok control our kids while they're being manipulated by,
gays. Yeah, like Sesame Street, gay tolerance on Sesame Street.
Same thing down here. Nobody is coming for your kids, conservatives, whereas Disney's promoting pride parades.
I mean, this is it. This is society we've cultivated, man. It's scary. It's scary. I mean, like, we showed you that Nickelodeon thing. Remember that fat drag queen guy was sitting there going, it's like, it's Trans Pride Month, and he's, like, dancing around and shaking his tits on camera. It's like, he didn't have his tits out, but still, it was clearly a fat, bearded man dancing around, looking like a satanic painted devil face, going, hey, kids, Trans Pride Month, Trans Awareness Month is here. Woohoo!
Yep. This next one here, another one from SKS Cartoons. This kind of goes what we talked about yesterday. why don't you mind your own business? And it's the media and the UK covering up the grooming gang scandals because no one else is speaking up, and Elon's pulling off the blanket.
Yeah, pulling the covers up from above the scandal. Yeah, I mean, it's terrifying stuff.
This
my
one's
gosh,
good. Yeah, I thought you would like. I thought you'd like this one. I got you, and it's a German, Nazi soldier, and just like, shoot, I'm a Nazi too. I'll prove it. There are only two genders.
Oh, thank God. Like, oh my gosh, dude. Stone toss. How you ride a fine line, my friend.
But anyway, so let's see what else. Oh yeah, this one was great.
I was just following. Wow,
Yeah.
that is great. What a great meme right there. I was just following orders. It's like by not protecting kids.
Which it's funny that these Muslim grooming gangs, we have an issue, and we have the LGBT community trying to groom children into being trans, and so we have a grooming gang problem here in the United States too. They're just called the Alphabet Mafia.
Yeah, and again, but it goes to show you that the Islamic left and the LGBT movement have a lot more in common than they think. They both want to molest kids, but they just hate each other. And again, but the problem is the gays don't hate the Muslims. The Muslims just hate the gays. Like the gays and the LGBTQ community here in the U.S. thinks that they're fighting a righteous cause on behalf of the Muslims. We're going to help you stop those intolerant bigots that don't like your religion and don't like your religious practices. And they go, oh, thank you. We cut your head off last. It's like...
So what you were just talking about, this one's completely relevant. What you were just talking about. Look, we're not hurting anybody. It's two gay dudes kissing, just like, and it's right-wing trolls on the internet. Same. But they have a problem with the trolls on the internet.
Yeah.
Then I saw this. This was absolutely hilarious. Like, if anyone knows Paddington the Bear from the series, that's books and movies now, but look, the Babylon Bee, Paddington Bear arrested for telling Muslim immigrants to be more polite.
You should mind your manners. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
That's about it. All I have on mine.
That's what we got today, man. I think you had that video you were going to end us out on, and that should be about it.
Oh man, I had a few other things actually, but
really?
Every inconvenient truth hate speech. We did that one yesterday.
Oh, that's a video you're going to end on.
I don't know. I was kind of between the. What was the other one that we decided on?
Oh, the video of that chick talking about the.
Yeah.
It was how we were debating we were going to start it, but we could start it with that or end it with that. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, if I can find it, there it is, right there, actually. So, let me pull that up and full screen it, and then we can end it out on that. So let me.
I think that's all we've got for you today, folks. We just wanted to kind of give you a heads up on what's going on. Again, another transgender person goes crazy and kills somebody. So, again, I think the LGBTQ community and the Muslim community are kind of neck and neck for who's going to get the most kills this year. So we'll find out who's going to have the highest kill count or KD ratio by the end of the year. And this year's just started. So with that being said, this is the Twins with Owasso Live. This was the Morning Loop. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you too can stay in the loop. But that's about all I've got for you today. God bless you.
See you later, everybody.
Alex, what are you? Because you've talked about
this
morning.
Is such an important issue for me because I've been living in London for 10 years. I've also lived in multiple other countries around the world. Never before have I felt as unsafe as I do now. When I walk down the street, I'm increasingly being leered at. I'm increasingly being followed like I'm going around the souks of Morocco. And it's not, visibly to me anyway, people who were born and bred here. It isn't. And it's very difficult because we're not allowed to talk about it because, oh my gosh, that breaks taboo. Oh, you're a racist if you say this. I'm sorry. A lot of women going about their daily business feel that their safety is being directly threatened by people who are coming from different cultures. And this needs to be discussed because I've had enough. All my other female friends have had enough. When I put this stuff online, the number of comments online from other women saying they've had enough and saying thank you for talking about this. Was it not enough when we noticed what was going on with grooming gangs? Was it not enough when we see what's happened to the victim of Abdullah Zaidi? When are we going to have the conversation that women's safety is being mortgaged at the altar of mass immigration and this faux political correctness?
And I speak to many other women who suffer the same indignities and offences like you do, who don't have a public profile, who are not in the media, and they are echoing what you are saying about the utterly unacceptable behaviour that they are being subjected to, and I keep urging them to report it.